everybody, and I do mean everybody when I say this, knows the name of the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, or even Janet Jackson. But did you know that the names I just listed were not the only talented family members of the Jackson family? Now, if you did know this and you know who I am about to talk about, then wisdom is on your side. But for those who don't know, let me give you an idea of just how talented this family really is. I want to start with the oldest sibling of the Jackson kids, and that's going to be Maureen Reby Jackson. Reby was born in 1950, and at the age of 34, well after her younger siblings hit it and made a name of themselves as the Jackson 5, Reby released an album in 1986 that was titled Centipede. The single from that album, also called Centipede, was written by her younger brother Michael, and I don't think a lot of people realize that part. Centipede, when released, hit to number 13 on the Billboard's top R&B albums chart, and the single Centipede went as far as number 4 on the Black Singles chart, and that song was certified a gold record, which means that it sold over 1 million. Also, from Reby in 1988, she released a song that was called Plaything, and Plaything hit to number 8 on the Billboard charts as well. I like also to speak about someone else who he was known, he was recognized, and that's going to be Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson was the fourth oldest of the Jackson siblings. And at the time of singing with the Jackson 5, he sang the co-lead as well as playing bass for the group. Anybody who remembers any of their top hits will recognize that Jermaine's voice, along with Michael, was flowing all the way through those records. So Jermaine hit very popular in things like Right On magazines and other magazines that created idols of musicians. Jermaine released a solo project while still with the Jackson 5 in 1972 with the title song that was called Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home was a huge hit for Jermaine Jackson, even though he was still a part of the Jackson 5. In 1975, the Jacksons as a group left Motown Records and they went to Epic Records. Jermaine Jackson did not go with the group. He had married Hazel Gordy, who was the daughter of Motown founder Berry Gordy, and his loyalty stayed with his wife and in-laws in that situation. This caused Jermaine Jackson to become a solo artist, and in doing so, he did very well. In 1980, he released a single that was titled Let's Get Serious, and that song was very popular and did very well on the charts. He followed that up with a song called Do What You Do, which hit number 13 in 1984. But also in 1984, Jermaine Jackson released a song that was a duet that was made with his brother Michael. And the name of that song was called Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming. And it went on to be number 1 under the dance charts label. The problem was Michael Jackson and Jermaine Jackson, though they were brothers, they were signed to competing record labels, and neither record label would ease up. So the song did not get released. It hit a lot of radio stations, but because of the club scenes and the play that it got, it still reached number one without any fanfare, publicity, or anything else from their record label. So that tells you a lot about both Michael Jackson and Jermaine Jackson to do such a thing. Now, also, Jermaine Jackson hit in 1989 with the song that was called Don't Take It Personal. This is coming of the video age, and his video hit very well as well. Now, personally, when it comes to Jermaine Jackson, my favorite song by him was a song that he released in 1980. It was a duet that he did with Whitney Houston, and that song was called If You Say My Eyes Are Beautiful. It became a huge thing in the black community when it comes to weddings, anniversaries, and such. And I can also say that that's something that me and my wife sang along to each other as well. We love that song. So, yeah, that's my favorite song by him. Before I cut out and leave the Jackson family, let me state Marlon Jackson, very talented in their choreography as well, released an album. And he had a song that I loved back in the day. I do believe it was around 1988, and it was called Don't Go. And just to hear him, don't go nowhere, baby. It was such a great song to me. It was the only album that he released, but his song did very well on the charts. Also, Tito Jackson, a lead guitarist for the group, ended up releasing a number of jazz albums and did very well. And Tito Jackson's sons released an album in the 90s, and they called their group 3T. Once again, we're talking talent in the Jackson family. So, for those of you who are old enough to remember the Jackson 5, Michael and Janet, I gave you this information. For those of you who only think Michael Jackson only or Michael Jackson and Janet, understand this family was great and amazing. And I want to know from any of you, what other family do you know had the number of number one hits and in music and that longevity? Is there any other family that touches them? I'm giving the Jackson family royalty status when it comes to family music. With that, I'll close this out. I'm going to say bye-bye, take care, and I hope you have a wonderful day.